So this is another example of clickable things. So I have made these points, which are actually labeled as a text, enlarged, smaller. You can see the car is getting smaller and then getting enlarged, and then you can actually rotate it. So click on rotate, and then I made it in such a way that if it lands on the perfect shape, it will run away. And we can also reset. I think there is a reset button also. Okay, no, I forgot. Maybe it's somewhere gone. Anyways, we can actually play with this. Look, now there is a mistake. Look at this. So the wheels were not rotated after a while. But if you do like this, look at this. Now it's becoming smaller and smaller. Move. So that's how you learn from your mistakes. I think I made some changes in that because there are two versions of this. Yeah, that's why I was playing around with something else. So this is the way how you can actually explore it. Anyways, let's go back to some more stuff related to Desmos Graphing. Okay, click here. Okay, so if I understood the question which was raised recently about the quadratic, means you want to generate a quadratic. Let me just share with you. Let's say you have you define any function. Let's say you have x square, and you can control it from some values, as we can see, -2 to 2, whatever. Look at this. The values are controlled. Now, let's say you want to move it left, right, up, down, anything. So you can make those things using some sliders. So I'm going to create f of x minus a plus b. I'm just using two sliders, a and b, which will generate my new function based on my sliders. Look at this. So now I can play with my sliders. What is happening to that? And I can bring it back if I want. And if you remember the list thing which I was showing, I think we can, sorry, the square brackets we can use to create lists. I'm going to use -2, -1.9, just giving a 0.1 gap, comma, 3 dots, then last value. As we discussed, last value can be a slider. Sorry, I think I put last value is my slider, which is k, and k I'm going to define as minimum -2 and maximum maybe 4. Steps will be taken automatically. Now we can actually make use of that in the function. So if I play, sorry, L, not, look at this. If I play my slider, look at this. So you can hide the main function and you can just show a function or a curve using the points, which is automatically animating. And then the other function, you can play around with this for transformations. For modeling, yeah, let me just discuss that with you also, because that's really important. How you can make
It will be
use of.
useful to find the intersection of the graphs also.
Yeah, like yes, definitely. You can actually create a point and then you can see where are the points changing. So this is another thing which we made use. Let me not save
Can you
this.
just show me how you got that typing of x squared? I am unable to get
Oh,
it.
sorry. Yeah, definitely. Click on this keypad if you are struggling with that. The keypad will always available here. So let's say you have this, you type X and then you click on this power, it becomes 2, or you click on this to create power 3, or you can also create square roots. So everything is there. Otherwise, you can make use of your own keypad. Computer keypad will also work. But this keypad is really handy. the Desmos keypad.
Can we play with pen tool here, sir?
Could you please repeat?
Can a pen tool be used here?
No, we
No,
can't
no.
actually
Okay.
write. Sorry. You can
Where is
actually write something using note, but you can't write scribble on the screen. Here it's not available, but in the activities, yes. In the activities, yes, you can.
okay?
Yeah, let me show you what I'm
Keypad.
talking.
Can you show me once again where is the keypad?
Okay, let's say this is the your screen, and you click on this left corner, bottom left. For scribbling or writing, yeah, correct. So here I'm just using, let's say, right now I'm on the teacher.desmos. So if you create any activity and just give a name, let's say 3rd October. In the activity, you can add these things. Now, if you see the preview, you have this pen tool, text, math expressions, and lines, and you can also change the colors. You can change the width. Now you can scribble whatever you want. Of course, if you want to use this for a particular graphs or something, then yes, let's say you want to use a graph. Look at this background. Change the background, editable graph or custom image. These options are there. Let's say editable graph. We have now you have x power 2 here, and you ask a question here. Let's say draw a line y equals to 2. I'm just saying, and then label the points of intersection. So using this tool, you can make use of this. Look at this now. So I have a graph, which is the actual graph, and I can make use of this line tool to draw a line from y equals to 2. Then using my pen tool and changing color, I can actually mark my points of intersection. You can add this graph as an image also. Sorry, I'm not checking the chat. Sorry, this may be for, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely. Let me show you that. No, I can show you now if that is okay for you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use a graph and a math input. So two components I'm using. Edit graph. Just type any function, let's say f of x. You don't need to even type f. You can ignore it, right? And if you do it like that, you just need to define their names. Let me define, this is my input 1. This is my graph 1. Now I want to connect my math input. Look, if I type anything here, nothing is going to happen. But once I defined or interconnected my math input box with the graph, then you can actually generate the graph, whichever you are going to enter here. So I'm going to go to the computation layer. Sorry, because it won't take much time. That's why I'm just telling you. So what you can do, function, and function was f. Here I'm going to use simple function command, and then you write input the input 1 dot. It's done. I'll show you again, but let me show you the preview. Look at this. It's simple. Anything you type, your graph will be generated. I hope that was helpful. Let me show you the coding, what I did. You need to define graph 1, input 1, and then go to computation layer, because f is the function we defined already, and f function is actually simple function input1 dot latex. That's how you can create your graphs. If you want to use numbers, then don't use simple function. Numbers will be taken by numerical values. Okay, let me go back to the graph thingy. No issues. Thank you so much. Something important which we generally miss. Let me actually use graph here also so that you can see. That's the same thing with which I'm doing actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make use of a table and then using the regression lines to model any function. It's very useful and it's very handy, very easy also to do. Click on plus button and create a table. Look at this. As soon as you click on table, x1, y1 values are there, but we haven't defined those values. That's why graph is not visible. I'm just using some random values which may create a curve. Let's say 0, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm just using these values. Now I'm going to put some values here. 3, 4, 2, 2, something like that. Okay. Now, what I have here, I have some points with me. I know these are very limited points, but I'll show you what we can do with this. So we want to create a line of regression or a curve which will overlap or just join these points properly. So for that, remember, this is x1 and y1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the keypad and let me just put this away for a while. And here I'm going to make use of that. There is also one problem, how to type y1 and x1. It's very easy. As soon as you type y, type a number after that. It will automatically go in the subscript. So look at this. Y1 has 6 elements because there are 6 values. I'm going to use now this sign, which is actually tiddle here. This one, like a similarity sign when two shapes are similar. So that's what we use. So this is here. On your keypads, computer keypads, it may be available in somewhere on the left or right corners. But here on Desmos keypad, it is available just after the curly brackets. So click on that. Now you create your own sliders. Sliders, I mean those points which are undefined there, which we haven't defined yet. So simple letters A, B, C, something. It depends which format of curve you want to generate. Let's say I'm going to create quadratic or cubic. I'm going to point x, then 1, then raised to the power 3 plus. Now it depends how many variables you are going to use. B x1 square plus c, or maybe cx1 plus d something. Look at this. So more things you take, your graph will become more active, means more thing. Look at this, it's a residual. So the difference will be there, r square is there. So all the statistics things you have here. So the values of a, b, c, d, etc. are here. Even if you type, let's say 0.2 x power 3, sorry, plus b is negative 1.4. I'm going to use minus 1.5 just in case. Minus 1.5 x power 2. And c is 3x plus d is 2 again. Look at this. So this is my another graph. Sorry. And this graph is generated using my points. So more points I will consider, it will become more accurate. So let's say this point is just out of the way. We can change that. So for 1, we can make 3, that's fine. But for 2, let's make it 3.5. Look, as soon as I change my points, my graph is also changing because my graph is actually a relation between my y1 and x1 based on my ABCD values. So you could also make use of like just quadratic, and if you don't want to go with power 3 and etc. So let me just remove these parts, 2, and make it quadratic. Just see 3 values, and now you can see it won't match because the curve is not even a quadratic shaped curve. But if you change it, the points, let's say 0, 2, and for 1, let me say 2.4, for 2, let's say 3, for 3, let's say it's going to 5, for 4, for 4, it's coming backward now. We have taken same points, 3.5. For this, let's say 3, for 5, 2.4. Look at this. So now you can see your points are generally very close to your curve. You can see all the statistics here, R square and A, B, and C values. So this is really helpful when you want to make math modeling or make use of the graphs. Of course, in other softwares, it can be automatic, just using some commands. But here, you can also teach these things to your students so that they can also try changing different points and then using this. Remember, I also made this mistake in the beginning when I was learning. I was forgetting to enter y once. What I was doing, I was just entering y. And then I was wondering why my curve is not there. So then I realized I'm not connecting y1 and x1. That's why y1 subscript is important. If typing subscript is the challenge, please use the keypad and use this thing here, this one. So it will take you to that. And the keypad, you have this option available. Okay, so I think this was different things which I haven't covered in my videos or in sessions. That's why I thought let's try to use these two things, especially first one, the clickable things, and second is how to regression. Yes, please go ahead.
So say for example, people have just got some data, like I'm talking about IA.
Correct.
They have collected some data X and Y. They have plotted the scatter diagram.
Yeah.
And after that, we can use this for best fit modeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
like whether
for
which
best
is
fit.
the best fit.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. This
Whether
is for
quadratic is the best fit or the cubic will be
is
a best fit.
Correct.
Most of the points should connect, isn't it? So we can try
Yeah,
this.
yeah. What they can do,
And we
I can actually, you can give them tip like this. Let's say you are not sure about the degree, right? So let's
don't know which
generate,
is the best fit.
Just create n degree, and you start decreasing the degree when you increase the terms. Like this. Let me show you how. Here I want to use n minus 1. Then with C, x1 again with the power n minus 2, like that. So like a proper polynomial function, if you remember. So this way, now I can use my n as a slider. And if I change my n slider, I think it's not concerning. I don't know why it's taking n. Okay, maybe it was, let's define this as p as a power or exponent. Look at this. Now I can actually, no, it's not working here. I'm sorry. So it means we can't take this as a power as a slider. So it will be defined already. So, but at least they can type and see which perfect thing is working for that. Cubic or quadratic or even straight line.
So I think we can try one or two like quadratic, cubic with x cube, x power 4 like that.
Correct.
Mostly
correct.
they will fit in with either the power 4 polynomial.
Yeah. Because in GeoGebra, we have another command which is really handy and easy. But here I think if it is a task for the student, they should try this way, not the automatic way.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll take your questions now and I'll stop the recording so that we can also discuss few things if I miss anything here.